If someone in your staff was doing a terrible job, you'd fire them and hire someone else, right? Well, there are times when you need to fire yourself for the same reason. Let me explain. Let's say I keep repeating some behavior that leads to poor results in my business or career. I see that despite my best efforts, I keep floundering. I need help. And one way to get that help is to hire a guide and sideline myself from the decision maker role in that particular area. There's lots of ways to fix bad habits. We're going to discuss them in the future. But firing yourself can be especially effective given the right person and situation. Now, as effective as this is, it's also very difficult to implement. That's because you're probably a very smart person and quite capable in most aspects of your life. And a little voice in your head tells you you should be able to figure this problem out too if you just try one more time. But what if you've given it hundreds of one last times and the results are always not good? At some point, you have to decide between staying in that failure loop or breaking the cycle by bringing in a new set of eyes and taking direction from that guide. The scary part, finding a guide. This requires some effort. You need someone who's trustworthy, obviously, and they've got to be responsible with proven results, and they have to be aligned with your best interest and not someone who wants to take over control of your life like a guru. Paid or unpaid guides can be effective depending on the situation, depending on your personality. Given the stakes, the money isn't important. What's important is your mentor's ability to deliver great guidance and your ability to take direction. The hard part is staying fired. Now, it's hard enough to fire yourself at first, but it's more difficult to stay fired because as time goes on, there's a little voice in your head that will tell you to override your mentor and take over. Now, that feeling can be overpowering, and you know that if you've ever promised yourself to change something about yourself and you weren't able to do it. You overcome that by reminding yourself of the results you had on your own and firing yourself again every day. That should do the trick. What do you get out of this? Well, when you fire yourself, at least you set up the possibility of finally having a positive result, so that's one thing. The second thing is, when you start firing yourself, you admit that you don't have all the answers. Over time, you'll be more open-minded and you'll really listen to what other people have to say in many areas. You'll learn. That attracts people who want to work with you or people who want to have you in their lives. And that's going to pay huge dividends in your career, business, and personal life. So I want to know, have you ever fired yourself? What was it like? Feel free to share your experiences in the comments or send me a private message. I'm really interested to know if this approach makes sense to you.